We're here. Come on in. Let's go. I apologize for being a couple minutes behind this morning, but we are working. Let me just pull this up on my Facebook page so I can kind of like get to your comments and see that. Yes. All right, lovelies, let's come on in. Let's prepare our hearts and mind to receive. We're so happy that we are in a brand new month. And let's go. Let's activate what I call the success mind. We're going to go ahead and sit with our feet flat, back straight, hand on heart, hand on core, and relax, beloved. Relax. Take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. And relax. Turning that focus inward to the rich inner life, the kingdom of God that is within. We are here. We focus inward. We relax. We're in the expansiveness of God. We're in the realm of infinite potential, infinite possibility. We breathe. And we exhale. We open our hands and receive in mudra, knowing that we are open, we are ready to receive, we are grounded, we are here, and we just stir the heart of gratitude. We're so thankful, we're so grateful for another day. I'm so thankful and grateful that you are here and that you are well. From the crown of your head to the sole of your feet, you are well. We're so thankful and grateful for every angel on assignment, every ancestor on assignment that is within our DNA, all the cloud of witnesses that's rooting from you, rooting for you, and pushing you forward and moving and shaping things so that you can flourish in your life. With that being said, come on in. Give me a great grand rising. Kiara, thanks for joining us live. Good to see you. Brian, Miranda, Reese, thanks for joining us live. Take this moment, y'all. Go ahead and tag somebody, wake them up, let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. And I am here dedicated to delivering personal and spiritual empowerment that will be a catalyst for true transformation in your life. Can somebody talk back to me and say true transformation on YouTube? Let me see you. Let your comments be made, because I'm telling you, when other people can see the comments and understand how we are in community, we are in mastermind together, it is a blessing. And if you're on Facebook, I can only see the comments, right? So let's go. Oh, we have so much to look at today. We are in a brand new month of transition. We want to release the prophetic word for this month. Right. Yes, Reese, I was just getting to that. I want to say happy new day, happy birthday, happy trip around the sun for all of my June people, even my May Geminis, June Geminis. Yes. It is 3 of us in my family. Reese, happy birthday. She said this is chapter number 45. Oh my goodness. You know they're lying about these numbers, because I know you don't feel it, you don't look it. But we are here. My birthday is this month on the 12th. I have another sibling. Her birthday is on the 5th. I have my granddaughter is on the 30th. We have some more in between. My daughter Kizzy is on the 17th. So this is a month of celebration. Renda Washington, I'm sorry I don't know your new last name. Her birthday is today too, Reese. Renda's birthday is today. So happy birthday. Happy trip around the sun. You made another trip around the sun, and we're just so happy to be here. I honor birthdays. I celebrate birthdays, and I shared with you all before. You have to watch the people that are in your life, how they move and how they celebrate you when it's your time. If they can't even bother to pick up the phone and acknowledge you, I'm talking about your close people. That's a problem. I know we have social media platforms and everybody is, into just posting a happy birthday. That's good. But if you have people that you are close to in your life, pick up that phone. Let them hear your voice and say happy, happy birthday, happy trip around the sun. All of that is just good. Great Grand Rising, MS Guy. Thanks for joining us live. All right, Marcus Samuel. I am so excited, y'all. We are at a pivotal place. I want to release a prophetic word for this month. I want us to get our focus over. And so come on and type in the chat. Grand Rising, Lisa, thanks for joining us live. The month of June is what we typically call the crossover month. Somebody type in the chat, we're crossing over. We're crossing over, going deeper into, yes, deeper into what we are here for, true transformation. I'm in it. Yes. All right, and what we're going to discuss today is going to lead us all into that. So, Amanda Lee, thanks for joining us live today. Listen, beloved, I want to welcome the month of June. Like I said, this is my month. And this is a major shift month. Can you type that? Y'all, I'm getting ready to run, scream, holler. Y'all got to pray for me so I can hold myself so I can get through here, right? This is a month of major shifting, major crossing over. Yes. So happy to see y'all in today. All right. So let's go. So June is a month of major shifting, and I want you paying attention, even in nature, as here in this northern hemisphere, as we are shifting this month out of the spring into the summer solstice. Typically, this is a time of year when people get lost. You lose track. You go into what they would call the lazy days of summer, leisurely days of summer. But when we look at where we are energetically, this is a time for major focus. This is a time for really sharpening your intuition and your insight. So I want us to welcome this month of June in a different way. I want you looking at this month as a passport month. All right, I want you putting all those things in. This is a month of shifting. It's a crossing over. It's a passport month, a month of transition, transformation, all of that. Let's go. Come on. This is a passport month. So for the prophetic word that we want to look into, when I was just meditating on, what is the word for us for this month? Where should we put our focus? And this is the month that we're going to tap in and zero in into understanding polarity. Somebody talk back to me. The universal spiritual law of polarity. And this is going to help you, beloved. I'm here loaded today. I just want to give you tools that's going to help you really, as Marcus say, really tap into true transformation. That is my position. That is my station, and my assignment is to be that catalyst, that fire starter, using all the prophetic and apostolic grace for those of you all that understand that language in, to spark the flame, to set the course in motion. That is the power of the prophetic, right? And I'm not even speaking in a religious or doctrinal sense. Y'all know me. It's deeper than that. But just to say for a moment, you have to really understand when you are in the presence of true prophetic energy, true prophetic grace and anointing, because there's power that's being released in the word to get done what needs to get done. So this month, as we're looking at, coming out of looking at understanding resistance, we want to look at resistance in terms of polarity. And we want to use the spiritual law of polarity to shift degrees on the pole from resistance to acceptance, from poverty to thriving, from lack to abundance, from disease to wellness. We want to start shifting on the pole. And I want to introduce to some and just go deeper to others about what the universal law of polarity is. And this is what I said in the email that I did not hit the send button. Grand Rising, Darlene, thanks for joining us live. I want y'all to just kick up some dust, yes, 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 and do a prophetic act. Give me some hand claps, some hand raises, some hearts, just light up and just ripple through so that there is a grace that is moving and an energy that is moving, all right? I want you to hear this, beloved, because this is going to help you. This is going to help you manage your nervous system, manage your mindset. This is going to help you manage yourself so that you could start transforming and shifting on the pole. So, the universal law of polarity is a profound hermetic principle that governs every fabric of existence. I'm looking at my notes, right? This law states that everything has two poles or opposite aspects. Stay with me. And these opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. This is going to help you. It's going to help your mindset stop thinking of everything in terms of negative, in terms of something missing, something lacking, something not happening. When you, beloved, start understanding spiritual law, and these are the laws that God has already established and placed in the universe that governs the entire existence in the universe. It doesn't matter who you are, saved, unsaved, righteous, unrighteous, holy, devil. It doesn't matter who you are, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Jew. These are spiritual laws that govern everyone. Just like if you are on planet Earth, you get the benefit of sunshine and rain just like everyone. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter, what you've been through. We all get certain benefits, and that's what spiritual laws are. Somebody writes, spiritual laws are benefits. And when you understand spiritual law, it's going to take you out of that quagmire of 3D, that cesspool in 3D that have you always up and down, in and out, back and forth, hitting and missing. We want stability. So I'm looking for two things. Spiritual laws are benefits, and we want stability, where you're not running to and fro, being tossed about, going in and out. Stay with me. I got something good for you, right? So when we start looking at the law of polarity, it is what? Polarity is the mystical dance of light and shadow, heat and cold, joy and sorrow, all forming the spectrum of our existence. Stay with me. In the metaphysical or spiritual realm, the law of polarity teaches us, hear this, I want you to hear this, that there is a positive within negative. Within every challenge, there lies an opportunity. Y'all talk back to me, right? It is the recognition that duality is an illusion and that all opposites are but different expressions of the same underlying reality. When you understand this, beloved, you will stop dreading things in life. You will stop singing the song, woe is me. Nothing good ever happens to me. The scripture in sacred text in Genesis 8:22 speaks to this law of polarity when it says, while the earth remains, as long as this earth remains, there will be seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. Good and bad, great and horrible, positive and negative, wins and losses, beloved, they're all the same, right? They're all the same. So when you start understanding polarity and understanding that everything is on a pole, and I'm going to pull up a graphic in a minute. Everything is on a pole so that love and hate has the same underlying reality. They're just on different ends of the spectrum. So as we've been talking about resistance and understanding resistance, resistance is on a pole. Resistance is on one end, moving forward, acceptance and permission is on the other. Let me see if I can pull this graphic up, right? So when we look at that and we start understanding the law of polarity, we understand when you look here and see that resistance is on one end of the pole, acceptance or permission is on the opposite end of the pole. What is this saying when we look at the law of polarity? It's saying, beloved, that everything is really the same. And when you look here, you see different degrees on the pole, but it's all the pole. What are we saying? Poverty and prosperity are the same. They're just different degrees on the pole. So when you think about this and think of it in terms of your life, you think about where you are on the pole. Watch this. Other spiritual laws that coincide to help us live the best life that we can. We're going to start talking about how to start shifting on this pole, how to start moving and transmuting your life so that you're moving from degree to degree. So when you are in resistance, right? Let me make this a little bit bigger. When you're in resistance, you're at the one end of the pole. And when you start using the steps I'm going to teach you how to start shifting, you move from resistance. Maybe you shift into defiance, right? We're talking about when you are in resistance. Remember, resistance shows up when you want to head north. Resistance shows up when your soul wants to meet the next level of existence. Resistance shows up. And maybe you tick into defiance where you're just defying your calling, defying who you are, defying what you know you are meant to do because of fear, because of rejection, because of sabotage. And then we move into, let's say we transform out of that you're not so defiant, but now you're in protection. I want you looking at this. When you're in overprotection and you overprotect yourself, you put up all these walls, all of these invisible walls, all of these energetic walls to lock yourself in and keep people out. All these walls. I can't do it. I can't do it. That's too much for me. I'm overwhelmed. I can't handle it. Woe is me. All of these walls of protection, shrinking, hiding, pulling back, right? But as you continue to learn how to shift in these degrees of polarity, then the first thing you hit is support. When you recognize you need support. I remember I shared with you how I hit this point in my life around 2000, I would say 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. I recognized that as a leader, I had gone as far as I can go. I talked about it last week, and I knew I needed support. I needed help. This is when you start transitioning. And when you recognize that you need support, beloved, this is something you have to do for yourself. You cannot be afraid to invest in yourself, right? And you tick, 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 get over into permission. Now where you're going to give yourself permission to prosper. You're going to give yourself permission to move into what you know that is the best for you. And in this month of June, as we look at this prophetically, and we know that this is a month where everything is in position to help us. But what happens is that we start going into the lazy months of summer. We start relaxing. We let our focus and intention drift away. But we're being asked as we go through this month of June and as we transition from spring into summer, that you start looking at what it is in your life that you are ready to receive support, you're ready to give yourself permission, and you're ready to accept who you are, what you're called to, without being ashamed, without being embarrassed, right? And there's so much more that is loaded into this month. So when we talk about polarity, right, and we talk about this pole, so you have to see this with your divine imagination. Here is the pole of resistance, and you're at one end because you're stuck, you're not moving, right? You're resisting and rejecting yourself, sabotaging yourself, shrinking, hiding, soothing yourself. But in your heart, you know, this is my time. I'm telling you guys, when we take a look into 3D, and we talked a lot this year about timelines and creating timelines, you have to make a choice now. You have to make a choice now that you're going to align yourself with others that are on a timeline of forward movement, success, progress. If you keep hanging in your same circle and you never move outside of that circle, you're going to keep getting the same results. So you know they have a saying in the success community that you look at the 5 prominent people in your life, the ones you interact with the most, right? And wherever those people are in their life, that's where you're going to be. You're not going to move too much further from there. This is why we stretch. This is why we invest. This is why we get support, because we're not meant to do this alone. This month of shifting the polar polarity, the assignment for you is to see where you are on the spectrum of resistance to acceptance, right? What are you resisting? Why are you resisting? And we have to do this kind of energy management, right? So, I always use myself as an example, right? Not for you just to be a voyeur in my life, but hopefully that I will say something or demonstrate something that resonates where you can see yourself. And so we have to have this level of acceptance about who we are, where we're going, what we're meant to do, and then we have to be willing to move forward. So even in my life, the same energy management tools that I use, that I give to my community, these are things that I use. Like coming into the month of June, right? Because I received this word, and it's a lot more to this prophetic word that I want to get to. Because I received this word for myself, what did I do? I went right in my arsenal of tools. I pulled out the 1 in 7 tool because I want to create a new habit. I want to create a new winning habit. And I just don't create these things to give to you. I use these in my life because I recognize that this is a season for major change, major shifting. And this month is the crossover month. This is the month of transmutation, the month of shifting. And many of you need to start a brand new 1 in 7 to create a new winning habit that's going to help you sustain the discipline that you need to shift. Beloved, for a lot of us in the African American community, because of hundreds, if not even thousands of years of oppression that has been transferred into our DNA, when it comes to prospering, moving forward, financial abundance and increase, we have to work harder. When I say harder, I mean smarter. Harder, I mean harder as in discipline and consistency, because there's so much baggage in our mental, emotional, and nervous system. So much baggage that we know that it is the will of God that we should be well in every area of our life. We know that we should prosper, that we should grow, that we should succeed, but we stay in the same place. There is a grace on this month that is going to help us move into shifting ourselves on the polar polarity. One more thing I want to say about this, because I want to make sure you understand this, and I want y'all talking back to me, right? This is what I want you to understand about this divine spiritual law of polarity, so that you will stop being threatened by everything that appears to not be working in your favor, everything that appears to be negative, everything that appears to be a challenge. A challenge is nothing but grace for the next level of opportunity. Grand Rising Links, thanks for joining you live. I've been missing you. Yes. Polarity, when you look at, this is a universal law, right? It's the same. So if right now, if you're stuck in resistance, if you're stuck in poverty, if you're stuck in lack, if you're stuck in confusion, and I spoke to you weeks ago about really there's no such thing as being stuck, right? But if you feel as though you're on one end of the spectrum of the pole and you want to move to the other end of the pole, this is where we start practicing transmutation, so that we can transform our life, and you have the power to do it. So whatever you are experiencing right now that may appear to be negative, not working in your favor, you're just at one end of the pole where you're getting the manifestation of loneliness, rejection, poverty, lack, scarcity. But that same pole is prosperity, success, financial increase. It's all on the same pole. You're just at 1 degree of the pole. So just like we have the law of rhythm, that's a spiritual law. The law of rhythm. I spoke to you about this before. There's an ebb and a flow to life, an ebb and a flow. So one of the things I stand on when I'm going through and I recognize that I'm on one end of the spectrum of the pole and I need to get to the other. So when I'm in an ebb and when everything seems to be receding, like that tide, everything seems to be pulled back and nothing's moving and flowing, I stand firm on spiritual law that says, the law of rhythm says to the degree, we're talking about the pole now, to the degree that you are shifting in an ebb to one end of the pole, if you are conscious and awake enough to know, and you stand firm and continue doing what you know is right to do, that pendulum has to swing back to the other end of the pole. So the more severe you experience negativity, lack, rejection, if you allow the law of rhythm to work by staying consistent and staying focused and doing whatever you need to do, whether you feel like it or not, eventually that pole has to swing. The rhythm is going to swing and you're going to move to the other end of the pole. So it's just like when we have sales conversation, for those of you that have been in network marketing and direct sales and all of that, they will tell you, you have to go through no to get to yes. But many of us take no so personally. We take it as a point of rejection, as if something is wrong with me because someone said no. No, that's just on the pole of polarity. You have to keep traveling through no to get to yes. And so when you know that and you understand that, you'll keep traveling. You'll keep moving because you know yes is on the same pole as no. It's just a different degree. And so when we learn to start moving and shifting our mindset and our emotional intelligence, our spiritual maturity, and we start ticking it, we start moving. So when you want to start transcending and start shifting on the pole, the first thing you have to know is that it's not over. You're not at the end. You're at the beginning. And you're on this spectrum of the pole because of your craft, your mindset, your emotion, your hormonal releases, how you think and feel and vibrate, right? So I always tell you this, guys, on the first step on our spiritual success path is what? Awareness. That's your key to freedom. Begin by acknowledging where you currently are on the polarity pole, right? On the polarity spectrum. Acknowledge where you are, because that's the first key to start getting out and shifting. You have to acknowledge and not ignore where you are. You can't put your head, under a blanket. You can't, just go to bed. You can't keep eating and soothing. You can't keep escaping. You have to acknowledge where you are on the polarity spectrum. Rather it's for your health, rather it's for wealth, rather it's for increase. You have to acknowledge where you are. Yes. Reese said, no worries, I'm not threatened by my current challenges. Yes, 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 I love it. My faith is not and will not be shaken. The information says everything is about to financially fall apart or be lost, but God is pulling me through. Worse, yes, Reese, there's that reference. Uh, Evidence and proof that everything always works out. God has pulled me through worse situations and has physically preserved my life when the 3D information said there's no hope. I'm good. Yes, honey. Yes, yes, yes. You better preach, y'all. Come on, give Reese some hearts, some love, some hand claps. Yes, I wish I could have shown that on the screen so everybody can see that, right? Yes, that's where you have to be. When you recognize the circumstance, and that's what a circumstance is. There are things that circumvent. They have taken a stance and encircled you, and they're standing there not wanting you to move. And you see, she's made the distinction between 3D, mundane, false reality, the illusion in 3D versus what's real. Real reality is everything always works out for me. Real reality is that time expands for me. Real reality says that everybody goes out of their way to make things right for me. Real reality says that financial prosperity is not out of my reach, but when I'm willing to give myself permission to have more, I will receive more. It's all about our vibrational frequency, y'all. If we're vibrating at 50K, 70K, 100K, you're not going to go beyond that. It doesn't matter what the prophetic word that has started the activation in your life. It doesn't matter what you think in your mind, what you should have. You've got to allow yourself to have more. And it's a tricky reason, a tricky thing. One of the things I recognized in my life, besides knowing that you're worthy to receive it and you should have it, one of the tricky things that was underlying in my money story was the fear of being exhausted and overwhelmed with handling larger amounts of money. Because the more you have, the more you're responsible for, the more you do. Being afraid of being overwhelmed, right? For highly sensitives, if we even think we're going to be overwhelmed, we'll shut down. But that was underlying that I'm going to be exhausted. I'm going to be overwhelmed, both with keeping up and being responsible for handling so much. But one of the things, beloved, we can always do is get help. We can always get help. We have to trust. That's that overprotection again, which is a shadow manifestation. When we overprotect, we're so secretive. We say that we're private, but there's a thing of being private and there's a thing called overprotection. You are so private and you're overprotecting yourself that, you don't want nobody. I don't want nobody in my business. I don't trust nobody to come in my house. Beloved, remember, when we're in overprotection, we're putting up walls. And there is somebody that can help you, that won't judge you, that won't rob you, that won't cheat you, right? There is somebody, many people that's waiting to help us. Yes, what I want and need, I have already accepted and received. It's done. I stand with you. I stand with you until it comes into full manifestation, we have to support one another. So to bring this together, y'all stay with me. We're going to be focusing on the word for this month, using the crossover energy that is in this month to start a major shift, a real transformation in your life. But you have to put the discipline in. Why did I start the 1 in 7? Before I even started the 1 in 7 last month and the month before that, I'm looking at where am I on my spectrum? Where do I need to move to, and why haven't I moved? And then I had to go in and do some energy management for 30 days and look at and start asking the question, what's threatening me? Because all of this, beloved, is all unconscious. And every time, again, when you go north, resistance is going to be there to tell you hide, shrink, stay small. And it plays out by the graphic I showed you last week. You start hiding, you start shrinking, you start escaping, you start sabotaging, overeating, overspending, whatever we do. And when we hit pockets, you have to do a gentle inquiry, not to beat yourself up, not to shame yourself. And I asked the question, first I had to get to the right question, right? It's like prompt engineering with AI. I had to get to the right question. And for me, and my coach, we went through many scenarios until I landed on threat. What's threatening me? What am I perceiving as a threat that's holding me hostage? Somebody talk back to me. What are you perceiving as a threat that's holding you hostage? What is it? Yes, good day to you, Lucina. Yes, I'm so sorry I missed you on Monday. So sorry I missed you on Monday. If there's a replay, I would love to listen to it, right? So, beloved, let's bring this all together. What are you taking away today? I want you to understand the universal spiritual law of polarity, that there's good in there's something positive in every negative, and there's something negative in every positive. That's just the way of life. That's the way God created things. And if you are in a lacking situation, you can move to a more prosperous situation. It's all the same. What we end up doing is cursing the darkness, focusing on the darkness, staying in the darkness. The darkness is whatever is negative. Lynn said, I had to say to someone that I didn't know how to do something. In reality, I could have done it, but didn't have time. I needed the help, and they handed it for me in 8 hours. See, they handled it for her in 8 hours. She needed the help. Being able to ask for what you need, and that's something I had to train myself to do, and I'm still training myself to do. Because I'm Miss Independent. I'm going to do it myself. It takes so much energy dealing with people, but learning how to ask for what you need and allowing people to help you. There are some good people out there waiting to show up and support you and help you, but we've got to be able to move. We're going to shift the polar polarity. We're going to use the laws of rhythm, the law of vibration, which is the first law to attraction, so that we start, watch this, attracting more in our lives. We attract more in our lives. We can have more. We can be more. We can do more. We can get to the place where you're living life to the full till it overflows, as the writer of John recorded Jesus as saying, I come that you may have life more abundantly. The Amplified says that you may live and enjoy life to the full till it overflows. Come off of the crazy timelines in 3D, because it is crazy. It's like the Wild Wild West. If you're on that timeline without plugging into your own timeline, having your own community, being empowered, that timeline in 3D, the way the world wants to present it, the way the news media is in it, the way the fearmongers are in it, the cancel cultures in it. It is crazy out there. It is crazy out there. Stick with me this month, and I promise you, your life is going to move. Your life is going to shift. If this has been a blessing to you, beloved, sow a financial seed. Yes, we're in the 6th month. Let's just sow a $6.12 seed or a $66.12 seed. That's my birthday, 6/12, right? Be a blessing. Be a blessing, and let's go ahead and sow. It's only going to help me do, I've just been neglectful because of where we come from. Where we come from in our culture, plus in the African American Pentecostal church, we have been worn out with people manipulating and taking advantage. But I had to work through that to get back to the real essence of what it means to sow into a prophetic word, what it means to sow into and own that seed, water that seed, and nurture that seed. It's not just about giving. This is about your worship. And worship is giving. Worship is sacrifice. So if this is a blessing to you, sow a $6.12 seed. These are all the ways you can sow. $66.12. Wherever your level is, whatever will work for you, it's just going to help me keep upgrading. I need to hire a team now. I need to get some more people in here helping me so that I can do this at a larger scale, right? All of that's just going to help me. And if you want to have a private chat with me and you've never done that, go to ilonasanders.com/schedule and go ahead and schedule a private call, right? And I will be so happy to connect with you. Yeah, there it is right there. I'll be so happy to connect with you and have a deeper conversation, a deeper private conversation in a safe, judgment-free zone so that we can figure out what will be the right next best steps for you that will help you shift in this month of June. All right? All right, lovely. Share this on your timeline. Keep blowing up the comments. I'm going to get back in there and talk to you guys. All of this helps the algorithm. So we're sowing a $6.12 seed. $66.12. Get in where you fit in. Share this on your timeline. And SSLers, we will not meet tomorrow. It's the first Monday of the month. And this is the time that we use to go in, tap in to our focus, our intuition, the prophetic insight to guide us through the month. All right, lovelies, have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. All right, bye now.